Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dear. It's time for your Brexit update. That's right, your Brexit update. From a decidedly non-Brexity type place. Have a look around. Yeah. Very lucky to be down in, or getting loco down in Acapulco, as the song went. Yes, so what have we got to tell you about our friend Teresa May? Teresa May. Oh, it's getting warm on the side of his head. 1 second. Yes, Teresa. Now, Teresa May is going to give a speech on Brexit. That's it, Brexit, Teresa May. And she's going to talk about her plan. Now, the funny thing is that this is now 2 years. Let me just restate. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years since virtually the Brexit election happened. In fact, June, and we are storming on for June. I know you think I'm weird, but actually we're well into February. The new year is long gone. We'll be March in a jiff, and we're still waiting for a clear mind map and a plan from Teresa May. And what is actually my conclusion from all of this? Well, my conclusion is simply the following. She doesn't have one. She doesn't have one, and she's never particularly shown much interest in having one. And while she came into the idea of Prime Minister stating Brexit means Brexit, she has never really been a believer in Brexit. Let's get some more of that blue sky. And she doesn't want to do it. And she's probably been instructed by the control structure who got her in to follow a policy of what I would describe as benign neglect. Hear the phrase. I'm good at headline writing, or so I think. I'm probably terrible at it and just under a delusion. That's a separate thing you can comment on. In fact, my headlines are way too long. Benign neglect is a politician's policy that has been given the job to execute on a plan that she never voted for, never cared for, and actually held the opposite opinion. So she gets to reflect Brexit Britain in as negative a way. There are articles describing Merkel as saying, what do you want? And she's just standing there saying, make me an offer, make me an offer. In other words, largely making out she's not at all clear, in fact, on what she wants, or just wants something so good and is not in a position to give much detail about it. So she's been a star of giving vacuous, low detail discussions, speeches on Brexit every now and then when she's forced to do it, that promise a lot and offer nothing in terms of specifics. And you would wonder, after 2 years of being office, with coming in on the basis that this was the key primary reason for the previous Prime Minister being pushed aside, you would think that her sole job is to execute upon that. And you would be right, because to me too, that would be exactly it. But no. The control structure that put her into power and somehow actually eradicated all the Brexiteers that were around. They all were, oh, he stabbed me in the back. Oh, I don't want to run anymore. I'm sulking. Oh, and Nigel's resigned from politics, and all these, the real people that might have had some belief, assuming they weren't play acting, and Boris, no one's really sure what he believes in or what his assessment is, and he's largely had himself marginalised and was as white as a sheet when he found Brexit had won. So crazy narratives at all. They've all been pushed aside. The Remain grey lady has been left, and it's difficult to see what she's done with 2 years. 2 years in politics is a long time. And the sole reason that brought you to power was a referendum vote that eradicated the then Prime Minister David Cameron. And what have you done? What have you done in terms of even just a one-pager document with 10 bullet points? If you could show me a newspaper article where she said, here, without getting into too much detail, which is exactly what we really need right now, but let's forgive her, 10 bullet points. This is what we want. And a one-pager, and I still don't know. And it's meant to be that way, folks. You see, everybody's ready to tribute to personality. Oh, she's useless, get another prime minister, all of this. Now, 2 years has gone. 2 years has gone by with us continuing to pay the EU membership, continuing to comply. 2 years of Remain. You see, the longer and the more hopeless Brexit Britain gets put across to be, the stronger the potential for George Soros, who's now made a second payment, to get Britain back in the EU. Why does a Hungarian billionaire, who is not even a state nor a politician, get to lobby for the nation state of Britain, 70 million, going on 70 million people's status in the EU, who have already shown by majority in democracy, and this is where I say it's only democracy if you vote the right way. Otherwise, you get another chance. That is the fallacy of democracy. They need you in the super state. They need you and your nation to continue to get indebted, supporting a great EU lobbyist experiment that provides government over government, that has the likes of Bilderberg members, etc., all making decisions for laws. Who owns the rain that falls on your roof? I'm not letting that one go. Wow. And other key aspects. So she's going to make a speech, and this is my prediction. You will watch if you care enough to. I won't. And you will conclude from that, nothing. Nothing. Because that's what she's been paid to do. Benign neglect of the key reason she was made Prime Minister. How about that? Fill the little townhouse on the little street with the Jaguar parked outside, and otherwise stroke the cat and do sod. Because Britain needs to stay on the hook for that EU superstate experiment for as long as possible, create enough ructions, discord, which the media is saying, well, nobody wants this, it's not working, we don't know what we want, blah, 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 for a new election. People didn't know what they voted for. They were all idiots, they were drunk, they were at the time, blah, 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 blah. And then they create enough dissension in the ranks to do a rerun at some point in the future, or at least float the idea to break up the ranks and cause chaos. That is the game. Benign neglect. Theresa May. Don't bother with the speech, but when you read the article afterwards, if you can show me a one-pager with 10 bullet points of what we actually want stated clearly, I'd be stunned. Anyway, this is Francis from sunny Acapulco. I'll be down at the Dollar Vigilante and Acapulco. Geez, I battled with that one. It's enough to promote or provoke my dyslexia and my autism all at once, and Crypto Puko, which I think I can just about manage, and hope to get some interesting people to talk to share with you. Until then, enjoy yourselves, and Brexit, it's meant to go nowhere. Benign neglect.